In this video, you will learn how to solve simultaneous equation using substitution method. And the objective is today I will learn how to solve simultaneous equations using substitution method. So the key to solving simultaneous equation is you need to make x or y the subject. What do I mean by make x or y the subject? So basically, you just have to make x is equals to whatever or y is equals to whatever. And of course, it can be whatever is equals to x or whatever is equals to y. As long as there's only one x or one y in either left or right hand side of the equation, you are good and you can solve the simultaneous equation using substitution method. So let us look at a few examples. So the first example is solve 2x plus y is equals to 5 and 2x minus 4y is equals to -1. When they ask us to solve a simultaneous equation, basically it is asking us to find the value of x and y. So how do we go about solving this? Now, for most of the question, it wouldn't be so easy, whereby you have a y down here. Most of the time, you need to do some division. Like, it's not just one y, it might be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, most of the time, it's not one. But as a first example, I choose this because it is easier to do this kind of question. So what we have to do is, okay, this one is a first equation, this one is the second equation. So this is called first equation, this one is the second equation. What I would want to do is make y the subject for the first equation. So how do I go about doing this? Now, the 2x I can move over to become minus 2x. So I will get y is equals to 25 minus 2x. So this one is still equation 1. Because all I did was to move the 2x over to become 25 minus 2x. Because 2x plus y is equals to 25, 25 minus 2x is equals to y. So with that, we can substitute the first equation into the second equation. So how do I do this? So since the second equation is 3x minus 4y, now because there's a minus here, we must take extra care to bracket the whole thing, to bracket the y. So we need to bracket the y because there's a minus here. It is very important when you see a minus here that you put a bracket for protection, because minus is very dangerous. So instead of writing y, right? Instead of writing y, I would write 25 minus 2x. Then is equals to -1. So pause for a moment and see whether you understand what I am doing down here. Basically, I'm substituting the y value, which is 25 minus 2x, into the second equation down here. I'm replacing this y with this. So the black color terms are still around. 3x minus 4 times y. Y is equal to 25 minus 2x. And of course, I need to write is equals to how much, which is -1. So what we have to do next is just to simplify the equation. Minus 100 plus, because negative times negative give me positive, is equals to minus 1. Okay, I should have used a black ink for this. Okay, now it is correct already. Okay, then we continue simplifying. 3x plus 8x, I get 11x minus 100 is equals to negative 1. 100 I move over, or negative 100 I move over. I will have 11x is equals to 99, or wumbada. So x will be equals to 99 divided by 11. So x will be equals to 9. Now, of course, you are tempted to say, okay, I have find x. Done. But keep in mind, when it is simultaneous equation, right? You have to find both x and y. So how do I find y? Since y is equals to 25 minus 2, x I found a value, which is 9. So y will be equals to 25 minus 18, y will be equals to 7. So this will be my answer. X equals to 9 as well as y equals to 7. As simple as that. So the key part is to manipulate the equation so that you have either x is equal to something or y is equal to something. Make sure it is just x and y. Cannot be negative x or negative y. Cannot be 2x or 2y. Okay, none of those. You can only have x or y is equal to something. Then you can do a simple substitution, replacing the value. Now, just one last thing. We can check our answer to see whether we are correct or wrong. Since I used the first equation to get the value, we can do a check using the second equation. How do I check it? So 3 times x value is 9 minus 4 times y, the y value is 7. I will see if I can get negative 1. If I can get negative 1, then I am correct. So 3 times 9 is 27. 27 minus 28 is equals to negative 1. So since this one is negative 1, then bingo! I am right. Okay, so I will give you 3 questions. Try to solve them. Pause the video and try them out. Just make sure you have x or y as the subject, then you substitute it into either the first or the second equation. Then you substitute it into the other equation. Alright, try this out. Pause the video, and if you need the answer to check, they are down here. So if you have any problem, please check your working. If not, let us move on to the next example. Second example. Now we do not have x or y is 1x or 1y. We have to do a manipulation to the equation before we can fully use them. So let's start. So this is the first equation, and this one is the second equation. Now, if you have an even coefficient, like 2, you will probably want to use it because it will give you a number that is not a fraction or a rational number, a number that, okay, it can be a fraction, but then you can write a decimal number so that is easier or more familiar for you to work with. So let's see how I go around doing this. So 2x plus 3y is equals to 6. So the first thing is I want to move the 3y over to the other side. So it's equal to 6 minus 3y. Next, to make the 2x into just 1x, what do I do is I divide the whole thing on the right hand side by 2. So this terms, there's actually a bracket, so I will have 6 minus 3y, the whole thing divided by 2. Remember, you must divide everything on the right hand side by 2 after you move the 2 over. So I will have x is equals to, now you can just leave it as it is, but in this case it actually makes more sense for you to just divide the thing out or divide the fraction out. So 6 divided by 2, I will have 3 minus 3 over 2y. And I think that's good enough. If you want to write 1.5y, also can. So this one is still the first equation. So what I want to do is to sub the first equation into the second equation that is down here. Second equation is 5x. Now, instead of writing x, right, I will write 3 minus 3 over 2y. So instead of writing x here, I write the equivalent. So remember to bracket 3 minus 3 over 2y. Then rest of the second equation, I will write the same thing, plus 9y is equals to 12. Okay. Next, I will just have to solve the equation. 5 times 3 equals to 15 minus 15 over 2y plus 9y is equals to 12. So 15 plus 3 over 2y is equals to 12. 15 I bring over, I will get 3 over 2y is equals to 12 minus 15. So 3 over 2y is equals to negative 3. Y will just be equals to negative 3 divided by 3 over 2. And I will have y is equals to negative 2. Alright. If you don't get it, you just have to remember that when you bring the coefficient over, times, it becomes divide. Okay, you just divide by the coefficient. So we have found y. We now need to find x. And we know that x is equal to 3 minus 3 over 2y. So x is equals to, this is from the first equation, 3 minus 3 over 2, y is equals to negative 2, so I write negative 2 down here. So x will be equals to 3 plus 3, because negative times negative equals to positive. So x will be equals to 6. And again, we can check our answer. And since we use the first equation, the checking must be done using the other equation, which is the equation 2. 5 times 6 plus 9 times -2. Do we get 12? Here I have 30, here I will have -18. So 30 minus 18, I will get 12. So bingo! Correct. And this is how you solve simultaneous equation if you do not just have a simple x or simple y. Now, let's do 3 more practice. Pause the video and try it out. And if you need the answer, they are here. Alright? So have fun doing. And if you have any problem, just download PhotoMath. The solution can be found when you scan the question. And that is all for this lesson.